لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين وعلمنا الكتاب آمين. So any questions from if you were here on Friday? Verbs?
Observation?
Yes.
So verb, right? When we did it, it looked like really easy. But if you try to do it with a random verb, sometimes you get messed up.
Okay. So it was a little bit tricky to do it on just a random verb. Okay. Did everybody else find it the same way? Easy, hard? Could you look at the pattern at least and then copy that pattern?
Yeah, that's easy. Okay. But if you do it without looking at your paper, right?
Right. No, we don't. I mean, I don't expect. I mean, like the one that I gave in the email. Like if I just gave you such a.
That one was in the formula, so it was okay.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you have, that's what you mean, right? If I just give you any verb.
You can do it, but like.
You have to think. You need a pattern, right? So once you get the pattern down, you'll be able to do it. Okay. We're gonna come back to verbs. I want to go over the homework first. So if you didn't get a homework, let me know. I have an extra one, but we're gonna go over that. So the homework was the pronoun attached to nouns and prepositions. Okay. So you have on the right side, the first two columns are the in Arabic, like look up on the top right, it says pronouns damir. Okay, so damir means pronoun, and then dama'ir is the plural of damir. Okay, what it also says marfu'un, which means nominative, right? In the nominative case, so in the nominative case, marfu'un, you see how they are usually okay. So when something is marfu', what did we say? It's an ism, right? If it's marfu', what does it have on the last letter? Dhamma, right? One dhamma or two dhammas, and that's how you know that it's marfu'. But in this case, these are damir, and and they don't change. So they're very, very specific. And even though they don't end with a dhamma or two dhammas, they're still classified as marfu'. Okay. And then the second column, if you go down, these are the attached pronouns. So these are mansub and majroor. Okay. But the case is not what you're concerned with right now. But you're just concerned with adding them onto nouns and prepositions, right?
But it says plural. All of them are not plural.
Where does it say plural?
Up top, that pronouns in this column, second column.
I think that's just it's not supposed to be that the second column is plural. It's just saying that dama'ir is the plural of damir. Okay. So the third column, it begins with kitabu Muhammad. Okay. And then what did we say this was grammatically? It's a mudaf ilayhi, right? So you have the mudaf, which is the object, and then the mudaf ilayhi, which is the possessor. Okay. So now if this translates to Muhammad's book, or book of Muhammad. What if I want to say his book? What do they say? Kitabuhu. So in this case, this is also mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. All you've done is take Muhammad and change that to hu. So whenever you see something like that, kitabuhu, baytuha, sayyaratuhunna, just know that that's also mudaf ilayhi. So that's why this is saying in this case the hu is majroor, right? Just like Muhammad bin is majroor. In this case, like we said that the mudaf ilayhi is always majroor. So the hu in this case is also majroor, but it doesn't have a kasra. Just unchanged. We call it mabni. Majroor. So this is book one stuff, but we're going over it now so that you can, like I said, that we're gonna keep repeating stuff, and inshallah it'll stick on sometime. All right, so go down the third column, Paul. Yes. In the homework. So the first column, that's blank. So the kitabuhu column. So you have to attach kitab to all of the 14 pronouns. Mm-hmm. So basically, just take the noun kitab and attach it to all the attached pronouns. So the first one would be kitabuhu. Mm-hmm. Kitabuhuma. Mm-hmm. Kitabuhum. Okay. Kitabuha. Yep. Kitabuhuma. Mm-hmm. Kitabuhuna. Hunna. Kitabuhunna. Okay. Kitabuka. Kitabuka, which means your book. Yep. Kitabukuma. Okay. Kitabukum. All right. Kitabuki. Mm-hmm. Kitabukuma. Mm-hmm. Kitabukunna. Mm-hmm. Kitabi. Kitabi, my book. Our book is Kitabuna. Okay. So all you do is just you take kitab and then you stick the pronoun on it. So that's how you can get all the combinations: my book, your book, our book, their book, um, your book, all of you, two of you, one of you, male, female, da 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 da. Okay. Third column, brother Afnan. The one with fee. Yes.
Fee is always there. I'll just change. I'll read out the changes with kitab.
No, just say fee. It takes 1 second.
Fee kitabihi.
Fee kitabihi. So why did you say kitabihi in this case?
Because the attached pronoun is followed by
right. So we have kitabuhu. Okay, and then we want to say in his book. So we put a fee here. And what does that do to kitab? It makes it majroor, right? So instead of kitabu, you're going to say kitabi. Okay, so you're going to say fi kitabi. And then why do you change the hu to a he? The previous letter has a kasra, right? So the hu changes to a he, and that's just to make it sound more easy. Yeah, nice. So you say fi kitabihi. Okay, keep going down.
Fi kitabihima.
Okay.
Fi kitabihim.
Okay.
Fi kitabiha.
Okay, in this case, do you change the ha to anything? No. No, right? So only those grayed out boxes, you see how the first three are grayed out, and then they skip the ha, and then they gray out the next two ones. So this is showing that only 5 of them you are going to make the change from hu to he. Or yeah. Okay, keep going. So fi kitabiha.
Fi kitabiha. Fi kitabihima.
Hima.
Fi kitabihinna.
Okay.
Fi kitabika. Fi kitabikuma. Fi kitabikum. Fi kitabiki. Fi kitabikuma. Fi kitabikunna. Fi kitabi.
Fi kitabi. Okay.
Fi kitabina.
MashaAllah. Any questions? Did you get this? Brother Anwar, do the next one.
Minhu,
Minhu.
minhu, minhuma,
Mhm.
minhum,
Mhm.
minha,
Mhm.
minhuma,
Mhm.
minhunna,
Okay.
minka,
Mhm.
minkuma,
Mhm.
minkum,
Yep.
minka, minki,
Yep.
minkunkuma, minkunna, minni, minna.
Minna. Right. So you're gonna how are you gonna write minna?
Uh, me, kasra at the noon shadda.
You can just write noon with a noon with a shadda. So minna, from us. Okay. Um, Brother Salim, you want to do the next one?
إليه
Ilayhi. Good.
إليهما
Ilayhima.
إليهم
Mm-hmm.
إليها
Mm-hmm.
إليهما
Ilayhima.
إليهن
Instead of hunna, you're gonna say
إليهن
ilayhinna. Okay.
إليك
Okay.
إليهما
That one you don't change.
إليكم إلي so إليكما
Mm-hmm.
إليكم
Mm-hmm.
إليك
Yep.
إليكما
Mm-hmm.
إليكن
Mm-hmm.
إلي
So in this one, what do? So read the bottom note. When a word ends with ya with sukoon, and we attach it to another ya with sukoon, so
إلي
ilayya. So it's a ya with a shadda instead. Ilayya.
إلينا
Ilayna. Okay. Brother Najmul, next one.
فيه
Fihi. Okay.
فيه
Yep.
فيهما
Fihima.
فيهم
Fihim.
فيها
Ha.
فيهما
Mm-hmm.
فيهن
Yep.
فيك
Mm-hmm.
فيكما
Mm-hmm.
فيكم
Mm-hmm.
فيك
Mm-hmm.
فيكما فيكن
Mm-hmm.
فيا
Fiya. Again, ya with a shadda.
شدا فينا
Fina. Fina. Okay. Sir Tahira, next one.
عليه
Alayhi.
عليهما
Alayhima.
عليهم
Mm-hmm.
عليها
Mm-hmm.
عليهما
Mm-hmm.
عليهن
Yep.
عليك
Mm-hmm.
عليكما عليكم
Mm-hmm.
عليك عليكما عليكن علي
Alayya.
علينا
Alayna. Okay. Easy? Okay. So I'll give another one for Wednesday. It'll have different prepositions, but it'll basically be the same assignment. So basically, just to get you a good understanding of how to use these, okay? Because they come up in the Quran a lot. Alright. Let's go back to verbs. So if you have the um, sheet printed, if you have this sheet for the verbs, take it out. So we're gonna do a quick review for people who didn't come, or just if you didn't, if it didn't fully sink in. So if you already have this from Fridays, you don't have to write it again. I'm just Okay. So just to recap, right? So we said all the verbs on this page are how many roots? 3 roots, right? And every verb has three roots or 3 kalimas. So the first one is called the fa kalima, second is called the ain kalima, and the third is called the lam kalima, right? Or the first radical, the second radical, and the third radical. And then we said that you can not change the fatha on the fa kalima and the lam kalima, but the ain kalima can either have a fatha or a dhamma or a kasra. Right? So you're gonna change that. So the first 2 columns, no, the first 3 columns. What does the ain kalima have? All fathas, right? So you have nasara. The sad is the ain kalima, the second radical, so it has a fatha. Then the second column, the first one is daraba. The ra is the ain kalima. Third one is fataha. The ta is the ain kalima, right? But then you get to the, the fourth column. What's the verb? Karuma. So the ra, the ain kalima has a dhamma. And then the fifth column, sami'a. So the meme has a kasra in this case. Okay, the second radical. So let's do an example with sami'a. Okay, so sami'a means what? He heard, right? Or he listened. Yeah. So what do we say when we get up from ruku'? Sami'a Allahu liman hamida. Right. So it says Allah heard the one who praised him. Okay. So we're gonna start with just the base verb, which is sami'a. Okay. So if I say what's the verb? Yes.
Oh, no, what is the meaning when saying bad? Is that just why is it saying
Bab sami'a. That's like the pattern. So they're just it's kind of hard to explain. But the reason why they're in columns is because they follow a specific pattern in the past tense and the present tense. But just think of it as like a breakdown. It doesn't mean door in this case.
yeah? Because I know it's like
It just in like in books and stuff, like you'll see bab, whatever. Like okay, if you go to open up a book of sunnah, right, of hadith, what does it say? Bab, akla, whatever.
Yeah, it looks like they named the whole column according to the first two.
Yeah. But I'm just saying the word bab can mean like chapter or section. All right, so sami'a. So we have sin with a fatha, mim with a kasra, and ayn with a fatha. And we also said that every verb has 2 parts, right? There's a verb part, which is called fi'l, fi'lun, and then the subject part is called fa'il, fa'ilun. Okay, so the fa'il is the doer of the verb. Where is the doer of the verb in this one? In sami'a. It's hidden, right? It's hidden. In the huwa, you only have the sami'a, which is the verb portion, but you don't have the fa'il is not with the sami'a. It's hidden inside of it, so you don't see it. Okay, when we get to the other ones, you will see the fa'il. Okay, so the way I want you to think about doing this is that you always start with the first 3 letters. So when I go from huwa to huma, I'm gonna write sami'a, okay, and then I'm going to add my fa'il. So what's the fa'il that I add for huma? An alif, right? So I'm gonna say sami'a. So I wrote the fa'il in red so that you can tell it apart. So the verb portion is just the sami'a. If I say where's the fi'l, you'll say sami'a. Where's the fa'il? It's the alif. That's how it works. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go from huma to hum. So I'm gonna start again writing the sami'a part. Sami'a. Okay. So here's the fi'l portion. What's the fa'il that I add for hum? a wow, right? A wow I'm gonna add. And because I added the wow, I have to add an alif at the end, right? It's a spelling rule. So sami, but instead of saying sami'u, I'm gonna say sami'u. So this fatha is only gonna change. It's just for the hum, just for the hum. Okay, so you're gonna say sami'u. Okay. Sami'u in English would mean they heard. A group of them.
So when we say seven Allah liman hamida, we are doing the first case.
We're saying Sami Allah, so Allah heard. Huwa. Yep. And then, okay, so what if I want to say she heard? I'm going to start out with Sami'a. Okay, what am I going to add? A ta. And this is called the ta'u ta'nis. It is not the fa'il. Okay, so the ta means that you're talking about a woman. Okay, or it's a feminine case. And in this case, the fa'il, just like huwa, is also hidden. Okay, so you can put a star there and a star there to show that the fa'il is hidden. Okay, hidden subject. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go to huma. So I'm gonna start with sami'a again. Sami'a. What am I gonna add? A ta to show that it's for female. And then what do I add to make it show that it's two of them? Alif. Right? So sami'a ta.
So that means like the verbs, they don't follow the same as the pronouns where you can't distinguish between two men or two women.
Yes. So yeah, if I say sami'a, I'm going to be talking about two men. If I say sami'ata, it means I'm talking about two women. Yeah. So here, if you say huma, then it doesn't specify if it's men or women. But if you say sami'ata, then it means it's two women. Good catch. Okay. All right. So this is all when all of the first radical and the first root and the third root both have fatha. Okay. When I get to hunna, what changes? So the first radical, I'm going to put a fatha. The second one has a kasra. The third radical gets a sukun. And that's for every single one going till nahnu. So I'm going to write samir. Samir. And I have to, and don't forget the meme in this case has a kasra. So the second radical can have a fatha, dhamma, or kasra. In this case, we're putting a kasra. So you can just write samir. 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 With a sukun. Samir.
So but earlier you said that one of the rules is the first and third have to have the fatha.
Yeah, I'm saying that when the verb is by itself,
Okay.
they always have that. But when you pair them with hunna and everything after hunna, the third root gets a sukun. So samir, 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 samir. Okay. So now I'm gonna take these and I'm just gonna add their files to them. So all I've written is the verb portion, the fi'l portion. I have to add the file just like I added them with these three. Okay. So what's the file for hunna? Just a noon, right? So I'm gonna say sami'na. A noon with a fatha is sami'na. So that's my file. There's my fi'l sami', and there's my file na. Okay. And then for anta is ta. Ta with a fatha. So you listen is sami'. Sami'ta. Sami'ta means you listen. So if I say as-sami'ta ad-dars, right, so did you hear the lesson? Sami'ta ad-dars. Okay. What's for so here just notice that the ta there's a ta here, there's a ta here. So I'm gonna for these ones for the second person, I'm just gonna take the file. I'm just gonna take the ending from the pronouns and just stick it on here. So for antuma, I'm just gonna add the tuma. Sami'tuma. So two of you listened. Okay, so this is all past tense. Huh?
Heard or listen?
How?
Heard, like they heard.
Oh, heard. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Not listen. Listen has a different meaning, right? In Arabic.
Yeah, that's
Heard is like sami. You heard.
Mhm. Yeah, because in English it means if you heard something, but listen means a slightly different.
English has both meanings, but
Yeah.
here is
All right, and then for antum, I'm gonna take the ta, mim, and I'm just gonna say samir,
tum.
tum, samir, tum. Okay. Again, for anti, it's gonna be samir, ti. So you heard, you listened, female. Okay. And antuma is gonna be the same, samir, tuma. Okay. So here in this case, you wouldn't actually know the difference between if you're talking to two men or two women because they're both samir, tuma. Whereas if you're talking third person, then you would know because of the that need. Okay. It's not really an important point, but just pointing it out. Okay. A group of you women listened or heard. Samir tunna. Okay, so just copy the last part of the pronoun. What's I heard? I listened. Sami'tu. Sami'tu is I heard. Okay. And then we heard. Sami'na. So سمعنا we heard. Once you know it for one of them, you know it for all of them. Okay. So these are like on the page on the bottom. It says sound trilateral verbs. So these are all the regular sound verbs. Anytime a verb will have a wow or a yeah, it's going to be irregular. Okay. So we're gonna deal with those in the coming lessons, inshallah. But anytime a verb just has any letter except the wow or the yeah, then you just treat it as a sound verb. Okay.
So you're saying, well, I don't know if you're saying that or not, but like each column of verbs is a different form of like how it's conjugated.
No,
What was the reasoning for them being in different columns like that?
it's gonna be more apparent when we get to present tense. So for now, just don't worry about it.
So all of the verbs on this list would be handled the same way for like
Yeah.
the way we're doing.
So let's do this, and then we'll do another one in the sami'a column. Okay. So sami'a,
سميع
sami'a,
سميع
sami'u,
سميع
sami'at,
سميع
sami'ata,
سميعة
sami'na,
سميعنا
sami'ta,
سميعت
sami'tuma,
سميعتما
sami'tum,
سمعت
sami'ti,
سمعتي
sami'tuma,
سمعتما
sami'tunna,
سمعتن
sami'tu,
سمعت
sami'na.
سمعنا
Okay. Um,
On the wa or ia at the end or beginning or in the
anywhere in the verb.
any,
Yeah. Anytime any of the three roots have wow or yeah, it's irregular, and they all have slightly different ways to handle them. Okay, what's I listened? Sami'tu. Okay, what's he listened? Sami'a. She listened. Sami'at. We listened. Sami'na. Sami'na. What about two of you listened? Sami'tuma. Sami'tuma. Okay. Okay, let's do another one from the Sami'a column. Let's do the second one. Fahima. Fahima means he understood. So fahima is a verb which means to understand or something. Okay. All right. So let's go. Fahima.
فهم
Fahima.
فهم
Fahimu.
فهموا
Fahimat.
فهمت
Fahimata.
فهمتا
Fahimna. So here we're gonna change the third to a sukun. So fahimna.
فهمنا
Fahimta.
فهمت
فهمتما
فهمتما
فهمتم
فهمتم
فهمتي
فهمتي
فهمتما
فهمتما
فهمتن
فهمتن
فهمتو
فهمت
فهمنا. Okay, so if I say afahimt, afahimta, it means did you understand? So you would say na'am fahimtu. Yeah. What? Um, let's do. Okay. How about uh, we understood. Fahimna. She understood. Fahimat. Fahimat. So here you put a kasra on the last one. Fahimat. What about two of you understood? Fahimtuma. It doesn't matter, right? Fahimtuma. Okay, let's do another one. This time we'll do one from the Dhamma column. So we'll do qaruba. So the fourth column, the last one is qaruba, which means he approached or he came near. Okay, so qaruba means it's the fourth column. Qaruba, yeah. Qaruba. So here, the second root has a dhamma. Okay, so how would you say he came near? Qaruba. Okay, what about two of them? Qaruba, right? So all you do is just you take qaruba and then you add an alif to it. Qaruba. How about they came near? Qarubu, right? So here you're gonna say qarubu. Okay. You don't touch the first, yeah. So you just change the last one. Okay, she came here. Qarubat. Qarubata. How about this one? So the ba changes has a qarubna. Qarubta. Qarubtuma. Qarubtum. Qarubti. Qarubtuma. Qarubtunna. Qarabtu. Sorry, qarubtu. Qarubna. Okay. She came near. Qarubat. Qarubat. We came near. Qarubna. Okay. They, a group of men, came near. They, third person. Qarubu. They, a group of men. Third person. They. I came near. Qarubtu. Qarubtu. It's gonna be tricky. It's okay. We're gonna do more and more. Let's do one with all fathas. Let's do hamala. Hamala means he held or he carried. Hamala. So he to carry. All right. So he carried. Hamala. They too carried. Hamala. They all carried. Hamalu. She carried. Okay. They too carried. Hamalata. They a group of women. Hamalna. Right. Hamalna. All right. Hamalta. Hamaltuma. حملتم حملتي حملتما حملتن حملتو حملنا. Okay. Yeah, we have some time. So this is what I want. So pick one verb and then with the person who's next to you, say all 14 of them. So just pick any verb and then go through all 14 of them. You can work with surprise. Okay? So just take 5 minutes and do that. And make sure you correct each other if you make a mistake. All right, we're gonna finish in like 5 more minutes, inshallah. So I just basically what we're gonna do is Wednesday we're going to start book one. Sorry, book two, lesson one, inshallah. And then, but we're gonna keep practicing the verbs. I just wanted to show one example from the Quran. Um, find the verb akhada in this paper. Akhada. Someone finds it, yell out the definition. Well, yell out the English. Akhada. So the last one in the first column, akhada means he took. Okay, so let's make all 14 of them with akhadha. Ready? Akhadha,
أخذ
akhadha,
أخذ
akhadhu,
أخذوا
akhadhat,
أخذت
akhadhata,
أخذت
akhadna,
أخذنا
akhadta,
أخذت
akhadtuma,
أخذتم
akhadtum,
أخذتم
akhadti,
أخذتي
akhadtuma,
أخذتما
akhadtunna,
أخذتن
akhadtu,
أخذتم
akhadna.
أخذنا.
Okay, so what does this say? What is? Is akhadna. So what is the subject in this case? The noon alif is the subject. So in English it means we. So it means and when we took. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking. And when we took وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ. What's مِيثَاقَكُم? Your promise, or mithaq is a covenant or promise. So mithaqakum means your promise. So this is talking to the Bani Israel. So when we took your covenant, so Allah took a covenant from them, right? An oath to do about a number of things. So this is Allah reminding them. So the word is in this case is talking about something that happened in the past. So this is why there's a past tense verb, and it's saying what is akhadna. Let me tell you the ayah number just in case you want to look at it. Surah Baqarah number 63. Yes.
What's above the wow towards the end?
This? Yeah. Okay. So what is akhadna mithaqakum wa rafa'na. What's rafa'na? Look, it's on this page. Look up the meaning.
رفعنا
To lift, right? It's on the. Wait, is it on this one? Yes. So it's on the third column, the right under raka'a. Under raka'a is rafa'a means to raise. Rafa'a, right? So rafa'a means to raise. So warafa'na. So what in this case, what's the fa'il? We. So again, you have the noon alif. So this is Allah talking. Let's do rafa'a. So ready? Rafa'a, rafa'a, rafa'u, rafa'at, rafa'ata, rafa'na, rafa'ata, rafa'tuma, rafa'tum, rafa'ti, rafa'tuma, rafa'tunna, rafa'tu, rafa'na. So the last one is rafa'na, which is we raised. And what's fawqakum? Fawqa means above, right? What's under? Tahta. So you have fawqa, above, and then tahta. So we raised above you. What's at-tur? Mountain, right? The mountain of Tur. Okay? So, fawqakum, above you, at-tur, the mountain. Okay? So the two verbs in this case are akhadna and rafa'na. So inshallah, I'll pass out the homework for Wednesday, and we'll start book 2 on Wednesday, inshallah.